Ladies and gentlemen, those between and those far out, longtime viewers and newcomers alike, welcome back to the U Idaho Esports Twitch channel. My name is Kaz Phoenix, and welcome to the Vandal pre-show. Today, I'm joined by a former landscaper for the city of Coeur d'Alene, but now formerly known as Director for Recreation and Wellbeing here at the University of Idaho, Trevor Fulton.
Yeah,
Trevor,
thanks for having me.
hey, thanks for offering your time up today.
Yeah.
Won't be too long, I hope. Or, I don't know, maybe you end up sitting here for an hour.
As
I don't
long
know.
as it needs to, right?
Yeah, of course. Trevor, I am unsure about how long that you have been with the University of Idaho, or in Moscow, or the Palouse in general. I know that you had a position before this one as the director of the outdoor program, which I believe was based in the Student Rec Center, or still
Yeah.
is, right? Is overseeing that program still like a part of your job?
It definitely is, yeah. So I moved to the Palouse for a job to run the climbing center in the rec center in 2007. So that's kind of when I originally came. I was in and out of the Palouse for a couple of years, working seasonal and some other jobs, and eventually stayed and started running the climbing center. Eventually ended up running the outdoor program. I want to say that was around 2014. And then I've been department head, executive director for recreation and well-being since 2021. And it's a great role. I get to have sort of impacts in different ways, not direct student support as much as I used to, but still a pretty engaged hand with the different programs as part of the department.
You've kind of been noticing that you've been stepping more away from the students as you've kind of like climbed the career ladder, as you could say.
Yeah, I think it's a natural progression that's going to happen with certain types of roles. Luckily, it's within student affairs. And within student affairs, that just means that there's still going to be opportunities like this to connect with students and just sort of continue to have that thread through the work. And it's definitely a piece that I try to find opportunities to plug into my day-to-day, right? Like, I don't want to be stuck to administrative duties or a computer the entire time. I still want to engage with students. That's what I became passionate about in that career, and want to keep it up.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It also makes sense that you were kind of talking about, not wanting to be stuck in front of the computer the entire time. That was something that you were also kind of talking to me about before the show as well. It's like, oh, I've just been, in my office in front of the computer all day, so it's nice to get a step away from that. And at least from what I know about your career history, that isn't very typical. I mean, you've worked in higher education before, at least with Northern Idaho, right? But typically, from what I have noticed, you prefer a more outdoor kind of situation. I didn't get the chance to do it earlier in the interview, but I guess I will now. As I like to say on the show, formally hand the talking stick over to you. At least in this case, since we've already talked about some introductory things, if you would like to talk about some of your career history in your more outdoor, like explorative programs.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, as I've reflected back on my career, I think for me, the outdoors was a medium for not only my physical health, but my mental health. So that directly relates to that work that I do now, right? Where the entire mission of the department is helping students in the Vandal community with health and wellness, right? So for me personally, that time outside was obviously a physical outlet, but I've come to understand it more as a mental outlet as well. Working in technical instruction, guiding, and outdoor education in a variety of fields. It's just sort of baked into being an outdoor program professional, right? Outdoor education, adventure education. So it's just a piece of my history that I still hold on to certain threads of, right? So I'm still able to guide rivers in the summer occasionally. I can still teach a little bit of avalanche education in the winters, which is super fun. And then occasionally I will celebrity instruct for some wilderness medicine courses, mainly when they can't find somebody else last minute or they need somebody gets sick, right? I'm in the region, I'm in the area, so it's easy if the outdoor program's running like a wilderness first responder course. They go, hey, we need you for a day or two, right? So I try to find those opportunities to still connect with that stuff because it's been a part of my professional path. It's something that I really value, and I want to keep connected to it.
It sounds like a lot of that is very special to you, like outside of just the actual work aspect of it.
Definitely, yeah, yeah. I'm a believer that you gotta practice what you preach, and you really gotta live in a way that you can balance what you do every day for work
Mm,
with meaning and purpose, right? Like you can't hate a job and expect to last in it.
mm.
It's just not
I
going to
mean,
work.
obviously, right? I feel like I joke about that all the time. It's like the normal married couple relationship with work, right? It's a lot of people ending up settling for something in a professional field, and it's like it pays me money, it does the bills, but it's not something that's incredibly fulfilling. And I've always been under the impression, as a younger, still student, semi-professional, right, that it seems like such a like a non-optimal way to go about work.
I agree. And it's the nature of work is so different too, right? I mean, my parents' generation and really generations not too far, older than I am, careers were 40, 50 years. And a lot of times it's the same organization, one or two,
Mhm. Or the
right?
same kind of work across a few companies that you were
Totally.
doing for, like, maybe 10, 20 years at a time.
Yep. And that's just starting to shift, right? I think that's a shift that I think is purposeful with people realizing that they don't want to get stuck in something like you're speaking to, right?
Mhm.
They want to find something that they connect with, challenges them in the right ways, fills their bucket in the right ways, but still able to bring home a paycheck and pay the bills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, off of that, actually, I wanted to ask about how did you find out that at least the outdoor, like, guide and educational, sphere was, like, that fit for you? Like, how did you become interested in that?
Yeah.
I remember reading somewhere, being told at some point that you originally wanted to be a banker,
That's
uh,
that's that's good. Yeah. I
and
don't Where'd you read that? You
this
guys have done
super
your
awesome,
homework.
this super awesome Substack interview that you did with
Ah.
Unseason, November of 2023 or something like that.
Yeah.
I've read a lot of interesting stuff about things that you said about there. That was why I was, going to dive more into professional stuff. But I thought the
Yeah.
Baker thing was very interesting because it's very much a 180 from what you actually end up doing professionally, and even now, right?
Yeah. Well, so that story, I got to put some context around that because I think it'll make more sense when I share a little bit of history there. So, my father was a banker, right?
Right.
And when I wanted to be a banker, I was very young, like
Of course.
like
Yeah.
under 10, right? I'd wear the suit around the house. I had my little typewriter in a case that dates me a little bit. Didn't have laptops back then, right?
Yeah.
Typewriter in the case that I'd carry around. It was kind of the family joke, right?
Mm.
But I won't say the only because it's changed, but I would say the earliest and sort of the one that really resonated with me the most was uh, professional advice my father gave me, right? As a banker,
Mm.
right? And seeing where my passions were, where my strength was. And he just said, don't be a banker, right? And that wasn't that he didn't think it was a good profession
Mhm.
because he found a lot of value in it, but he could see that it probably wasn't right for me, right? So it's really what I did at that point is I tried everything and anything, right? I mean, I ran a photography studio. I worked in landscaping. I worked outside guiding, teaching. I thought about professional photography. I thought about archaeology. That thread was all outdoor, right?
Mhm.
And I think that the piece that really started to resonate with me is when I had an opportunity at a university outdoor program, right? Where I saw that I could teach, which I found a lot of value in. I still find a lot of value in. So I could be an educator. I could spend time outside, which is something that I really value. And I love the outdoors as a medium for pushing people to their limits in a safe way if it's done well, right? Like, I'm a firm believer that for people to grow, you have to push them to the edge of their comfort zone, right? And
Uh-huh.
the outdoors is a phenomenal place to do that because you can really sort of tear down people's safety walls,
Mm.
everything from weather to the physical fitness of it, to the mental game of trying to do something challenging that you may not actually be able to finish.
Mm.
So that medium just worked really well for me. And I have had some great opportunities, and I've run with it.
It's beautiful. Very, very wonderfully said.
Yeah.
You also mentioned earlier that a lot of how you aimed your career before was not only for your physical health but for your mental health, and you were kind of depicting like how you were able to do that for other people. But how do you feel, as specific as you want to get for sure,
Yeah.
that you were able to use what you were doing then and maybe what you're doing now to continue kind of fulfilling those parts of your health?
Yeah, for sure. Um, I think everybody should do a little bit of maintenance, both for their physical health and their mental health. I'm just a firm believer in that,
For
right? And
sure.
that maintenance can look drastically different from person to person, right? And I just think as we get a little older, as we reprioritize what those priorities are, um, for me personally, it became more and more clear as I spent less time outside day to day
Mm.
doing work, whatever that might be, that that balance wasn't there for me as much. And that's a constant challenge, right? Because the reality is we can't do what we want to do all the time. This world just doesn't work that way.
Of course.
Right?
Unfortunately so. Tell
Yeah.
me about it.
Um, but for me, it was clear that I just needed to have that outlet, right? So hard physical things, um, things that are probably, I think I've moved past the very mentally challenging pieces from sort of a risk perspective,
Mm.
more to just dynamic decision making. And I think that still being able to guide helps that. It sort of feeds that need a little bit.
Mm.
But the day to day is it's just time outside, doing something physical. It could be something as simple as what I did this morning. I took my dogs for a run in the rain, right? Like just get outside, breathe heavy, sweat a little bit, make the dogs, just a little bit tired, and that starts the day well. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It gets the endorphins running. I've
totally.
recently discovered that I've been underrating the benefits of just being physically active, just in general. And
Yeah,
as someone who kind of spends a lot of time inside in front of my computer, I was kind of telling you before the show, right? That it's so just refreshing, just generally, to be able to go out and uh, do something with my body. And I feel like that is something that you see a lot of your students, at least the students that you had experience educating in the past, kind of discover about themselves as well, I'm sure.
yeah. I mean, I think that's what the work Recwell on campus really does, right? We help students find healthy paths forward, ideally for the rest of their lives, right? And that could be on the physical side, could be on the mental health side, be just on the fun side, right? Like recreation for the sake of fun that's okay.
Hmm.
That's a valuable outlet, right? But however, our hope is that as a department, we can plant a seed with the student that they can then come back to over and over through their life to have that little bit of outlet,
Mm.
right? As their life changes, as stress happens, as they go down a professional path, as they find a family, as they relocate away from home, as that journey continues for students.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, how they do that and what they connect with, whether that's taking a trip with the outdoor program, finding a way to just do some yoga at the house, right? Or like playing club sports, or like being a total gym rat. Whatever outlet that is, that's a net positive for us,
Mm.
right? And I think if we can plant that seed to where students are able to um, utilize that through their life, we've we've done our little piece in that moment.
That
Yeah.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's very, very wonderful. Now, as we reach the end of the interview, the closer, I would like to ask you if you have any words for any students who um, may be like in between trying to take their physical health or well-being a little bit more seriously. If you have any advice or resources that you would like to point towards.
Yeah. I don't think I'd necessarily point towards one particular area. I'd say a couple things. I'd say one, the accessibility of the opportunities that are on this campus right now for college students will never be as easy or never be as cheap. So if there's an opportunity for them to build that habit, that healthy habit that we're talking about, now is the time, right? Like if you can do it in college when you're pulled socially, you're pulled academically, you're away from home, there's all those stress factors that if you can build that into your routine now, whether it's physical or mental, right?
Mm,
However, or both,
right.
right? And a lot of times those are very intertwined. um, that being able to build in that structure now, they will be able to do it for the rest of their life,
Mm,
right? So I would say get in the habit now. That's the piece. And then the second thing is while not all of our programs and services operate in the rec center,
mm,
all of us are housed in the rec center for the most part. We've got a satellite operation up in Memorial Gym for the Violence Prevention and Education Office, but my point with that is like even if a student doesn't necessarily see themselves walking into the gym and going to the gym every day, I could almost guarantee that there is something in that facility that they would resonate with to build one of those healthy habits I'm talking about, right? So
mm,
just come in and look around, talk to the staff, talk to the students, see what they like to do, and try something new.
mm.
Again, it's here, it's accessible. It will never be this easy or cheap, and that's something that I think college students one can relate to.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
valuable, right? And then it's something that I think we've heard over and over when students come back or students communicate to us after they've graduated, right?
Mm,
They didn't realize what they had in front of them at that time here at the University of Idaho.
mm.
So I just encourage students to really get involved, get engaged, try something new, even if it doesn't stick. Like, well, turns out that yoga class wasn't for me. I'm gonna go try climbing or
Well,
something
there's
else.
always worth trying it out.
Yeah,
For sure.
agreed.
Well,
Yeah,
Trevor, thank you very much for joining me here on the show today. I have a little gift for you, actually, as I do for everybody who joins me on the show, a jersey in
fantastic.
your honor to welcome you as an honorary member of the Vandal Esports program.
Cool. Very
Um,
cool.
Again, we're very, very happy to have you on the show today. But at least for the show, that is going to be it for me. I'm going to be bouncing it over to our casters to get you started on the action for tonight. Our Vandal JV varsity. Wow, words are not coming out. Our Valorant JV varsity team, uh, JV junior varsity, whatever. But they're going to be playing Talladega today, and that is going to be a very exciting match. It's going to be one of the very few times that we've had JV on the stream, so I wouldn't want you guys to miss it, and I wouldn't want you guys to miss us too much. But at least from the Vandal Analyst Corner, that's going to be it. So from me and Trevor, we'll be wishing you a good night and a enjoy the festivities. Thank you for watching, and V's up.